Hi friend, this is Rahul. Welcome to Reliable Immigration Guide. Today we are going to talk about a for immigration in Canada, and I know it's old program, but I have a different kind of information to share with you guys. So the name of the program is the Yukon Provincial Nominee Program. The Yukon Community Pilot Program is a federal territorial permanent resident stream with the work permit component. A person who has a valid nomination from the Yukon for permanent residence and 2 or 3 job offers from up to 3 employers based in participating Yukon territory community may be issued a location specific open work permit. So that's a very important statement that I have made by Yukon territory. So we will deeply talk about how this program works and what are the parameters, how we can eligible, then what are the measures for the work permits, then employer eligibility, then foreign worker eligibility, and then what we need as a document, then the duration for the work permit, and how the process work for the work permit, and the extension if you really want to stay there, and if you really want to extend your work permit, what is the procedure, and somebody who have those who are married, like work permits for the spouses or common law partners too. So point is pilot parameters. The pilot will run for 3 years. This is the program for 3 years from January 2020 to June 2023. So it's going to be more than 3 years, and almost we are at the end of the 2020, and now we are talking about Yukon territorial program. But due to COVID-19, it wasn't that important because that's for the foreign worker program. So now the conditions are going to be really good for applying and get started for it. So the Yukon along with the IRCC will monitor and evaluate the pilot over time to assess the effectiveness and efficiency of its implementation. Second point is overall impact on the Yukon labor market. So that's the important point, why they are giving us a work permit and why they are saying that you are okay with 2 or 3 part-times and you can work with 2 or 3 employers. We will discuss on that, what is the why they are talking like this and why they are going to give you the work permit. So the Yukon will undertake integrity activities to ensure the employers are meeting the terms of their job offers with the foreign nationals. So like if I am an employer and if I want to say okay, the minimum wages are like $12 or $13 or something like that, but there is a condition too to get this pilot program, the conditions for the employers too and for employees too. So with respect to employers, the wages should be considered with the whatever the requirements with the governments, then duties and the working conditions too. So it's a Yukon territorial program. Most of the channels, they says okay, Yukon is giving these programs and nothing like that. This is a Yukon territory, but the program is only for the village or really low populated area where they want you to come down to immigrate to that place to find a job. So these are like Carcross, then Carmax, Dawson City, Hens Junction, Watson Lake, and Whitehorse. These are the 6 places in Yukon territory where you have to find the employer with the job offer letter. Yes, so you can find 2 or 3 employers, and you have to complete 1,560 hours in a year. So that will be like almost 35. Roughly we will go with the 35 hours a week, and you should be all good to go. Now we will talk about employer eligibility. So the Yukon will provide a nomination to a foreign national with 2 or 3 part-time job offers from up to 3 employers, ensuring the foreign national will accumulate 1,560 hours in a single year, right? So which is equivalent to an annual full-time work. You can work with 1 employer as a full-time, or you can work a part of it as a part-time with the two or three different employers too. But you just need to accumulate 1560 hours. Then what we need as a foreign national worker? So to be eligible for the YCP work permit stream, foreign national must be destined a job location in participating community in the Yukon. Whatever the 6 places I told before, we need to find a job in that places only. Then I have 2 to 3 job offers with up to 3 employers that will allow them to accumulate 1560 hours in a single year within the same participating Yukon community. You cannot go like, okay, if you have a driver's license and you can just go and drive around and find a work and accumulate 1560 hours. No, you can only do that within that 6 places where the Yukon in Yukon territory, where you can accumulate 1560 hours. You cannot go other than that and work for somebody else or work for the employer and try to say, okay, now I got a job offer later here and then I can accumulate as early as possible. No, that's not considerable. What are the documents required? The documents are not that hard to get it. Like, it just application must include the following documents: that a copy of nomination letter from the Yukon that confirms that the foreign national has been nominated for permanent residence by the Yukon. Okay, so this letter does not have to be valid at the time of work permit. This is really important. This letter does not have to be valid at the time of the work permit application, but if the nomination is expired, no need to be panic. If the nomination is expired, the application must include a copy of acknowledgement letter confirming that IRCC received the permanent residence application while the nomination was still valid. So if you had a nomination and then your nomination is got expired, still you will get the work permit. You just have to submit the copy of that. And then this is a work permit, but this is a limited work permit, we can say. It's not LMIA, it's exempted from the LMIA. And that the nominated individual is urgently required in the community by the employers who have made the foreign national a job offer. Then list of the names of the employers, intended occupation for each employer, number of hours of each employer, and location of the work. That should contain in the letter. So the list of the name of the employer, who will be your employer, then what kind of occupation is, and for each employer, and if you have 2 or 3, if you have 1, then it should be fine. Just need a occupation or job offer letter, numbers of hours he is going to offer you, and the location of the work, just to make sure that you're going to work in that given locations only in Yukon, that the job offers are all genuine, will create economic benefits and opportunities. So this is the main basic criteria they wanted to look at it. So they are not going to give you a permanent resident that, okay, this is the job and okay, this guy is going to work, or somebody is going to work for the Yukon or for that given places. They are going to look into that the job offers are all genuine and will create economic benefits or opportunities, that the wages and the working conditions of the employment would be sufficient to attract and retain the Canadian citizen. Duration. This work permit is going to be valid for 2 years from the date of apply or from the date of application is done. And how the process work for it. So it is mandatory that the work permit application be submitted electronically. Foreign national may not apply for the YCP work permit at the port of entry. So like if you say, I got the job offer letter and now I got the visa, and then I will go and travel Canada, and then at the entry of the board, like at the airport, once you are in Canada at Yukon, they will print out the work permit. Nothing like that. It's mandatory that the work permit application be submitted electronically, and foreign national may not apply for the YCP work permit at the port of entry. Next question will be work permit extension. Can you extend the work permit? Yes, absolutely. You can extend the work permit, but that work permit is not eligible for the bridging open work permit. You will get the employer's work permit only. The question is, work permits for the spouse or common law partners. Yes, if the principal applicant is employed in the list of NOC skill type O, type A and type B positions, officers may issue a location specific open work permit to their spouses or common law partners under the LMIA exemption code C41. So they can get the work permit, they can work with any employer, they can work with anybody at any place in Yukon given territory, but this work permit should include a location restriction to the community where the principal applicant works. So where the principal applicant is going to work in that territory only, in that area, in that location only, you will get the work permit and you will be okay to work. The spouse or the common law partner work permit must always be restricted to the same community as the principal applicant's job location and should not be amended. Next videos, we will talk about the 6 places of Yukon where this work permit can get it, and stay tuned for the next video. Thank you so much guys, have a great day and stay tuned for the next videos for Reliable Immigration Guide. Thank you.